What is up, everyone? Elton over here. Welcome to another video over here that I wanted to create for you guys, where today we're going to be talking about some insider trading, some of the legality in regards of inside trading, why it's good and why it's bad as well. It's just a quick video because this is something that I noticed from one of the stocks that was really hot this week, which is CLDX. So let's just get started right into the video, because again, I just want to make it quick and I'll make it informative, and then just give you guys some new perspective on about when it comes to trading stocks. So first and foremost, we have CLDX. CLDX, this is on June 11th. June 11th, for some reason, I noticed the stock later on the day that CLDX was moved up like crazy. It went from being open at 444 to almost closing around $10. After hours is when it hit $10, but it did hit $10. The highest of the day was 1017. Let's see, yes, 1016 for the day on June 11th. And why am I talking about this stock and correlating it to insider trading? Because on June 11th, TD Ameritrade released some news at this time. So if we look at the history over here of news, there's a headline that says insider buys CLDX therapeutic shares. So I questioned that, and I clicked on it. So this is the news right here. So insider buys their CLDX therapeutic shares. So at 7:39 a.m. on June 11th, this stock skyrocketed or just spiked a lot from these news right over here. So we look up at 7:39. So if we look at the time frame, right, somewhere over here at 7:39, this stock just went from opening at $4.88 to a high of the day at 1016, which that right there was a good move of 108%. So 100+% from this move. So why am I correlating to inside trading? Because with this, if we look back at the news, let's just read it real quick. And this was, it looks like it was released by Benziga Newswires. So insider trades. Shares of CLDX move higher by 1.5% from the previous closing price. A Form 4 filing filed with the SEC on Wednesday, June 10th, showed that the Executive VP CSO Keller Tiber, I don't know how you guys want to pronounce that name, bought 5,000 shares at an average price of $2.99. So this guy got at $2.99, and the stock at this time was already trading around $4, more than $4. So he's already making some profit out of this. So the transaction moved the executive stake in CLDX to 7,357 shares. So again, this guy only had, if we subtract the 5,000, he only had 2,357 shares prior, and then he bought $5,000 more of CLDX. So automatically, Thinkorswim lets you know why insider transactions are important. So they stated as, while transactions from insiders shouldn't be used as a sole item to make an investment or trading decision, that's the legal mark of it, an insider buying or selling stock in the company can be a good added factor that leads to more conviction in a decision. Insiders buying a stock after a notable sell-off can indicate an insider's long-term belief that the success of the company. Insiders buying stock at a new highs can be indication that the exec doesn't feel the stock is overvalued. Insiders who sell the stock at a new lows could anticipate more capitalization movement. If the insider sells at a new highs, it could point to some profit. So this guy, he's already making some profit. But the reason I want to talk about insider trading is because once these news got released on TD Ameritrade, again, this stock moved 108% for the rest of the day. Huge move. If we look at the daily, so let's go back to the daily. So it was on June 11th. We can see that the stock CLDX had a volume of 61,347,755 for that day. So huge move. And I wanted to do a little more research and wonder how come this guy is buying more shares. Of course, like TD Ameritrade does state, it is a possibility that um, that the company uh, that the company's long-term belief in success is there. So I kept on. So this is the 1 year, 1 year, 1 day time frame. So I look back at its history, and then boom, automatically found the same thing that happened with this stock back, but it wasn't some insider trading. I was trying to look at the history of the news for CLDX. I couldn't find it, but same thing. This stock moved from around $4 to a high of $11 back in 2019 in the beginning, January 30th through February 4th. So huge move. So are these investors thinking that the company CLDX long term has some success that will recover? Because now, if you look a little bit further, back in 2017, this stock was valued at around $40. And then looking at its history over here, we have a huge gap right over here that it still hasn't gotten filled out. But again, CLDX has attempted to move like crazy 2 random times. One of them, of course, was an insider buying, but the potential that the long-term success of CLDX might be valued around $40, we don't know. That's something that we have to research. So then I wanted to do a little more research about CLDX and see if this was actually true about the insider purchase. So what insider trading means? Basically, it has some it's legal and illegal. So searching it up in Investopedia. What's insider trading? So insider trading, and this is what I'm trying to correlate CLDX with. So insider trading involves trading in a public company stock by someone who has non-public material information about the stock for any reason. Insider trading can be either illegal or legal depending on when the insider makes a trade. It is illegal when the material information is still non-public, and this sort of insider trading comes with harsh consequences. So with that being said, again, insider trading can be legal and illegal. But if you do it the legal way and you do so your own research and your own due diligence, you're going to find out that CLDX actually had some insider buyers prior the release date of Thinkorswim's date. So they released these insider buys on June 11th. But if you look at CLDX on nasdaq.com, because it is traded by nasdaq, or it's part of the nasdaq index, we can see that CLDX actually, so if you head to nasdaq.com, type in the symbol, so I type in CLDX, and then right here on the left side you head to insider activity. It's going to bring you to this section right here of insider activity. And then if you look down, you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see all trades. And boom, here we have Keller Tiber, or Tiber, I don't know how you guys want to say his name. He purchased these shares on June 9th, but the news got released on June 11th. Next, not only on June 9th, he was the only transaction, but there was multiple purchases on June 9th by Heath Margot, by Martin Samuel Bates, Marino James, Marucci Anthony. So all these insider purchases were done on June 9th, and they were done at a pretty low price. $3, $3.05, $3, and then the cheapest one, of course, we have Mr. Tiber at $2.99. And again, based on the number of shares, he has 7,000 shares. Some other guy has 12,000. Some other guy has 9,000. So as you can see, the number of shares that were bought is more than what they used to have, because again, if you subtract the number of shares they bought minus the new total, you're gonna see that the number of shares they had equals a lot less than what they had prior, before they purchased more. So again, some insider buying, some insider trading that was again done, and this is the legal side of it. This is how you do it legally, because again, this was, I'm not sure when exactly nasdaq published these purchases, if they were posted on the 10th or the 11th or the 12th. I'm not sure when they posted it, but if they posted it right on time, this is some insider trading that can be done legally. And again, but remember, insider trading can also be illegal. It just depends on how you get your information. So that's something crazy right there. So now again, what's next with CLDX? If again, we have a lot of shares that were purchased by a director or an officer from CLDX, then the next question is, can CLDX reach the new highs of coming over here to the $20 mark? So I'm not sure, but based on its history of CLDX, it's more its history it's repeating itself. So as you can see, this is back in February of 2019. It spiked out to a high of $11, but then after that it just sold off. And then same thing here, it spiked up to a high of $10, but then right now, as you can see, we're already seeing a huge red bar. So history is probably going to repeat itself with CLDX, where a lot of people are going to be shorting this stock until it comes back again to the $4 mark. But again, if investors are looking to hold this long term, they could be waiting until CLDX reaches $20, or they just probably did it to earn themselves a small profit. But I just want to make this quick video in regards about insider trading and inside buying, because again, these news were released out legally for you to see. And again, it cost the stock to move crazy on June 11th, again from 488 to a high of $10.16, which is 108% gain right there. But again, this is some legal stuff, and again, if you do your research, you can see that you're gonna find this stuff. I try to look for the filing, because it did say that they filed a 4K, or not 4K, they filed a Form 4 filing. I couldn't find it on the SEC's website. So then again, I did a little more research, and boom, this is where I found that CLDX was some other people bought more shares of it before it blasting up to a high of $10.65. So if you look back at on June, most of the purchases were done on June 9th. So looking at June 9th, this where the stock was trading, around $3, and boom, the next day the stock was already it had already moved up. But again, there's looking over here, there's no news that these purchases were done from all these investors or officers or directors. So that's why on June 10th this stock moved, and then on June 11th is when it blasted even more. So again, just a quick video just to give you guys a little more perspective on how you guys should be doing your research on some stocks, and let you know about insider trading if you never knew about insider trading. Because again, insider trading is legal and or illegal. It just depends on where you get your information. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit the like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm, and then let me know what other stocks you guys think that there might be some insider trading. So always remember, do your own due diligence, do your research, and then make sure you're doing some insider trading the legal way. Take care.